Have you ever worked in a group when somebody had a leadership title but didn't actually lead? I've been there before, and I've seen how real leadership doesn't often come from position alone, but from somebody who communicates and connects with others. My name is Cecilia Recinos, and today I want to share two experiences where I've grown as a communicator and leader, which I'll answer the following two questions. Uh, what type of power I have as a student and how that impacts communication. And the second question is how I handled working with a difficult person and what I would do differently now. So the first question is uh what type of power do I have as a student? As a student, I've learned that I hold a few key types of power, even if I don't have a formal title. I often use informational power, expert power, and referent power to get along with my peers because these power-based influence how I communicate and how others respond to me. For example, in my CIS class, I created a study group for our last exam, and I had great notes and understood the material well. So people naturally came to me for help. I didn't have no formal authority. Nobody assigned me that role, but as in it says in chapter 10.2 of our textbook, expert power comes from an influence based on a person's perceived expertise or knowledge in a specific area. So by sharing all my notes and study strategies, I also use informational power, which is based on access to useful, valuable information. And lastly, I built referent power by being approachable and respectful to everyone in the group and using respectful dialogue. So my formal leadership as a student my demonstrates that power doesn't always come from position, but often it's earned through actions and shared knowledge. For the second question is, have you ever worked with a difficult person? And the answer is yes. I definitely have when I was worked at this grocery store. I had a coworker who was constantly negative and dismissive, and at first I stayed quiet, letting it go. But I learned that if I had used collaborative conflict style and emotional intelligence and active listening, then the problem could have probably been resolved much faster. Because this coworker constantly like criticized or was like moody to others. And looking back, I realized like I wasn't using effective communication. If I could go back, I would use a collaborative conflict style from chapter 10.7. Instead of avoiding the problem, I respectfully talk to them and find a solution that could work for both of us. Because according to our textbook, this is when all parties involved actively work together to find a solution that addresses everyone's core concerns to directly and respectfully address the behavior. I'd also apply emotional intelligence, which helps managing your own emotions and reading others according to chapter 18. That would have helped me stay calm and focused during tense moments with this coworker. And finally, I'd use active listening because it's another concept from chapter 10. So that way they would feel heard. And sometimes people act out because they don't feel understand. So by um understanding their perspective and making them feel heard, I would potentially lower their defensiveness and make dialogue much, much easier. So by using these strategies, I could have turned this uncomfortable situation into a more respectful and productive one. So to conclude with, uh, these two experiences taught me that leadership isn't about titles, it's about the way we communicate, build trust, and handle challenges. Whether I'm leading a study group or I'm navigating like conflict at work, the power I bring and the strategies I use create real impact and a real huge difference. So thank you for listening, and these are my references.